Good morning to everyone. I just always have to say this, you guys. It's a great day in Houston. Why do I say it's a great day in Houston? Because this is the day, you guys, that I never seen before. So I am blessed to wake up and see a beautiful, sunshiny day, and I'm so happy and so excited to have my co-host, Leona Filis, is always here to support me, and I'm just so honored to have her. And she's going to tell you a little bit about our guest. We have a special guest that's on the phone, but we have a special guest that's here in the station today. And I want to thank her for just getting up this morning and coming to be a part of our show. So, Miss Eliza Powers, do you want to tell us a little bit about just give us a short message and say you're glad to be here now, and then we're going to go right into our guest because we have a guest that's waiting, okay?
I am
Thank you.
super happy and super honored to be here with you, Miss Scott. It is a gorgeous day. I'm looking outside. The sun is shining. I'm happy.
It's beautiful. That's how.
Yes.
Okay, Attorney Phyllis, my co-host, we'll turn it back over to you because I know we have an important guest that's waiting to tell us a little bit about himself.
Yes, Tim Gillen is with us on the phone. He is with the Everett and Austin Project. It is a 501c3 registered charity. And what they do is they bring awareness and raise money for children that have Duchenne muscular dystrophy that are living in the sub-Saharan Africa.
Okay. Oh,
So,
that's awesome.
and the way he does this is
Right.
unique, and I'll let him explain that to you. Tim, are you on? Nope. Tim's on the
phone.
on the phone. Tim, are you on? So Tim's one of our call-in guests, and he is going to be with us in just a minute. So for those of you that have heard us before talk about Duchenne muscular dystrophy before, Duchenne. There. Oh, Tim.
Oh, there you are.
Hi, Tim. This is Leona Filis. We are so glad to have you on the radio show.
Awesome. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
So I was wanting to have you describe to everyone what you do to bring awareness to Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Yeah, well, we do a lot of things online, and we also do, our big thing we do is called Hike for Duchenne. And, well, this is the 8th Hike for Duchenne, and it's lasting all season, the whole entire autumn season from September 22nd through December 21st. And people can do as many miles as they want. Myself, my goal is 500 miles for the whole entire 3 months. And so far, I have 422, I think.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's give him a hand, you guys. Oh, that is awesome.
I'm
We're
trying
so
to do
proud
the
of you.
I'm trying to do the math. How many miles do you hike in a day?
Well, I try to average 7 miles a day.
Oh,
Wow. And I guess you have the backpack and the what is that,
Yeah.
ProGo, or what is that called, the camera that you have on, because I see
GoPro.
that GoPro.
GoPro,
So
okay.
you
No.
post from different sites throughout the day. I've seen some beautiful pictures on
Wow, thank you.
Facebook. Can you tell our listeners how they can find you on Facebook?
On Facebook, we have a group. It's called Hike for Duchenne Group, and please do join us. I'd love to have you in the group.
All
we have
right.
people posting in there every day from around the world. We have 3 people in Iceland who are doing Hike for Duchenne, and we have several people in Kenya and Uganda who are doing Hike for Duchenne, Cameroon, Nigeria, and also in the Philippines.
Oh,
and we
wonderful.
have people,
that's amazing.
yeah, we have. Thank you. We have people in the U.S. as well, in Maryland, and also in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and even in Texas, where you guys are.
Uh-oh. I
righty.
think he's pointing out that we could probably do some hiking.
Oh, well,
Yes,
I
yes,
didn't think of that, but
They
sure.
probably can do some hiking, but just take Miss Scott out.
Well, you could do anything. You could walk, you could run, you could hike, you could bike, you could swim. I mean, I have people doing all sorts of things for their miles.
Right.
And including people in wheelchairs, or when they go around walking around the block with their parents, that counts. That's whatever. that counts towards hyper-Duchenne.
Right.
So we touched a little bit on what Duchenne is. Could you explain to our audience about Duchenne muscular dystrophy?
Yeah, Duchenne is one of the kinds. There's over 40. Some people
okay.
say over 60 kinds of muscular dystrophy. And so Duchenne is one of the harshest kinds, and so is ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. So Duchenne, its onset is from birth, meaning it's genetic, and it's on the X chromosome. And so then it's either passed down through the mother, or else it's just a random mutation that happens at birth on the X chromosome. And so people with Duchenne and all muscular dystrophies, but with Duchenne, the muscles gradually weaken. There are several signs, like large calf muscles, that are not really muscular. They're just like deposits from the cells dying, because that's what happens. The cells in the body are lacking a dystrophin protein, so then they just die off and they kind of deposit in the calf. So that's one of the signs. Another sign is the young children, when they're still walking, they walk with a very arched back, a gait, yeah, so that like they hold their clavicle, their back at the top of their back. They hold it, they like stretch it backwards to hold their balance. And eventually by age 10, around age 10 is when they stop being able to walk. And then by around age 14 is when they are, they stop being able to raise their hands off of their lap or off of their wheelchair table or whatever. So, and then there's a short life expectancy. When my kids were diagnosed in '97, we were told that they had 15 to 20 years to live. And nowadays, with expensive medicine, if you happen to be well off, then the children can live into their 30s and 40s.
Now, I've seen where
It's rare, very rare.
there's a lot of opportunities for kids in this country to be part of medical experiments that may help these kids achieve that longevity that you were talking about.
Trials, yeah, there are some
trials.
trials that are going on, and the MDA and Parent Project Muscular Dystrophy and many other Cure Duchenne, many other big U.S. organizations for Duchenne and muscular dystrophy donate millions of dollars a year for research. So it's often been said, and if you remember Jerry Lewis, he used to do the telethons on Labor Day. He's been, we've been raising money for research for millions and millions. For many years, over 50 years, and millions of dollars is going to research. So.
But your particular charity focuses on children that are in the sub-Saharan portion of Africa.
Right, and we, because quality of life is so poor there anyway in general, and that's something that our organization is focusing on, is quality of life. There are many organizations that are donating to research, and that's going on, and we pray and hope for a cure.
Right.
But we all do, and we want that. But as far as, there's many in Africa that are undiagnosed. They're suffering in silence. We're trying to reach them.
Right.
It's very, very difficult. But we have identified, around 50 kids, which there should be thousands of kids identified. But there right now we have about 50 kids with Duchenne identified that we are serving. We are giving them wheelchairs and physical therapy. Food is, and you wouldn't think of it and know it, but the first people we reached, well, their names are the Kayongas, and they Paul Kayonga had 5 boys born with Duchenne, and by the time I had heard about him, he had already lost two of two of his boys, like I have
Right.
lost two of my two boys, and he had three more. And so the news
Right.
report I saw was just, terrible poverty that they were living in. And I thought,
Right.
and he said, I don't know what to do. I'm just leaving them up to the Lord.
Right.
And I said, wow, I was really, really moved 3 years ago. And I said, I got to go help this guy. And I did. It took a year, but I finally made it over there to Uganda and helped them. We brought them wheelchairs. We cemented their floor. So we do a lot of things. When we first reached them, we brought them some food, and the boys were sitting on the floor, and one of our volunteers brought out a bag of rice, and he said, "This is rice," and because they're learning English, so the boys were so excited they said, "Rice!" with this high pitched gleeful voice, and they were so ecstatic, just organically ecstatic about being able to eat some rice for a little while.
Right.
It's just stunning how grateful they are when we bring them these things that in America they seem small, but over there they're huge. And so, that's what we're about, is trying to bless them and help them to have a better quality of life.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we
how
thank
can
you
we-
so
Thank you.
much.
How can we
You're
actually
welcome.
give more information to people so they can contribute to your very worthy cause?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks for asking. And I would say that probably the easiest way to get people onto our site is to go to hikeforduchenne.com, and it brings you to the main site, which is the EverettandAustinProject.org, and it's named after my son, Everett and Austin. and so yeah, that's the best way. We're on Facebook. There's many links on Facebook. We're sharing lots and lots of things on. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. With
Wonderful. Y'all all over
over
the
100
place. Wonderful.
yeah, over 100 videos. From hiking to experiences to also the children and recipients themselves. In fact, last night I just posted a video today from a Duchenne mother in Kenya, and she was just so thankful that we were able to give her some money. We've given her almost $1,000 to help start a
Right.
business. That's one of our things, is to help them start a business so they can be self-sustainable.
Was
And
that
for this
livestock
mother, it's so
donation?
precious. I'm sorry?
Was that a livestock donation that you did?
We did a goat. We donated a goat to them, as well as the agriculture seeds and everything, and we helped them to build the barn. It's not really a barn. It's like where they can keep the goat, So they needed money for that too, and they are milking the goat. And the boy, his name is Caleb Gittow, and he is drinking milk now.
Good.
So and he loves it.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I really
That's what we're
appreciate
about,
Thank you
you know,
so
and-
much for everything that you do. Mrs.
You're
Scott,
welcome.
did you have anything you wanted to ask?
No, I just want to thank him so much for the beautiful and amazing work that he do to change the lives of these students. It's so important that people understand and know about your organization. So we're just here to support you, and we'll be also sharing your information as well. But thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for being a part of our show today, Embracing Diversity. And we wish you
Absolutely.
many, many blessings during the holidays, okay? Again,
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
and
Thank
happy
you.
Thanksgiving to you as well. And if we don't see you, Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you.
All right, same to you. Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Now the other guy's trying
Bye-bye.
to call in.
Oh, and okay, thank you, Tim. And next, we have another guest that's calling in. Now, we're very grateful that we have Liza here in the actually in the studio right
Yeah.
now. So, Liza, tell us a little bit about your project with TSU.
So we have something known as the Community Environmental Leadership
Well, first of all,
Program.
Miss Liza, you need to tell us your name. I know we're saying it, but we need to tell your name. We need to hear your name.
Okay.
Now, how you come to know Miss Scott? Okay.
Yes. So,
Okay.
yes, I'm Liza Powers, and I work at Texas Southern University's Community Environmental Leadership Program.
Yes. Can you say that again, though? What is it now
It's
again?
Community Environmental Leadership Program. We call it KELP for short.
All right. Uh-huh.
Yes, so we work with community leaders and members that are interested in knowing more about the environmental impact of us living in Houston, and we go through different types of environmental issues.
Right.
It's a summer program,
Right.
and it goes from June to August. And Miss Scott was in our inaugural class.
Right.
She was a star pupil.
Because I've graduated.
Yes, she graduated.
And I'm so happy I got my certificate. I'm going to be getting to put on my cap and gown and get my picture.
Yes.
Thank you
yes.
so much.
Yes, so we're excited. We're already planning next year's program, and it tackles environmental justice. It gets to the root of the issues, and we
Right.
learn more about it. So
I'm excited. I was telling Liza earlier I was in the environmental law society in law school, so I'm gonna take a good look at your program.
Yes.
Where can we find more information? Is it available online or?
yes, well, it'll be the registration for it'll start in April.
In
so,
April, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a selective group of people. I think we target about 30 to 40 students because we don't want the class to be so large it's not
Right.
interactive.
Right.
So we'll be putting more information, and this won't be the last time you hear or see from me. I
Right.
help Miss Scott with Safe Diversity.
Yes.
Right.
And so we'll keep you guys in the loop and let you know more
Right.
about it as it comes.
So
It's-
some of the topics, was it just related to the Houston area for environmental justice
Well,
or
we
globally?
are,
or?
yeah, it's globally,
Okay.
but as you can imagine, Houston is kind of an epicenter for things that are happening,
Right.
such as flooding. So we look at stormwater flooding versus bayou flooding because sometimes it's just a
Right.
really good rainstorm and the streets flood, and it's
Right.
not that the bayous are over their banks or anything. It's just a good hard rain.
Right.
And that's due to all the concrete that we have. So we differentiate between the types of flooding.
Right.
We talk about water quality, air quality,
Right.
soil quality, and how it impacts us.
Right.
Living in that.
Right. And it's so knowledgeable because I learned a lot by being in the class that I really wasn't even aware of. And also, it includes clean air because I have a lot of problems in my area where I live because there's gas smell all the time. And also, there's a crushing plant right behind me next door. So I'm learning about the area because, it's our right to live in a safe and healthy environment and breathe clean air. So I've learned
Absolutely.
so much by being a part of this class. I've learned a lot. Thank you guys for
Yes.
recruiting me to be a part of because I've learned a lot. And that has become Safe Diversity's campaign is environmental justice and climate change. That's just come our campaign to work with educating our students and our low to moderate income families about environmental justice and climate change.
It's genuinely a crisis that we
Okay.
need to approach and attack at this time, climate change.
Okay. Thank you so much. And I think that we have our next guest. Is that right? Attorney Filis?
Yes, Mr. Otis L. Scott.
Right. And when I first met him, I had explained to him, I said, now, I'm going to have you on. I said, but just so much. I said, you have my husband's name. He said, oh, I do. I said, my husband was Otis Scott. So he said, okay, well I'm going to be honored to be on Miss Scott's show. So thank you so much. He's calling us from San Antonio, and he's also a friend of my good friend, and that is with Diversity and Inclusion. So Dennis Kennedy is a part of our program. So we are so honored to have you, Mr. Scott, on today. So go ahead, and I think Attorney Filis has some questions because today we're also celebrating National Veterans Day. My husband was a veteran, so I have this award, the Otis Scott Veterans Hero Award of the month. It's why I honor veterans, 2 or 3 veterans every month. So I'm so honored to have Mr. Scott a part of our program, and we'll be honoring him as one of our veterans of the month for December.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Scott?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Scott, for having me on Radio Bang. 99.5 FM. I appreciate it, and look forward to answering any questions that you may have.
Well, first off, when did you serve in the Air Force?
I served in the Air Force from 1972 to 1996.
Oh, wow. Very nice.
I had a very good 24-year career in the United States Air Force.
All right.
And now you're in San Antonio?
Yes, I am, but I'm continuing to serve in the community in many areas, especially in the diversity, equity, and inclusion arena, as well as the human resource arena.
So we do have students that Safe Diversity, our nonprofit, Mrs. Scott's nonprofit, they sponsor students, graduating seniors, to earn scholarships to go to college. And the main focus for these kids is to learn about diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workforce. Could you talk to us a little bit about what you do on a regular basis with diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Yes, I work with the Texas Diversity Council, which has transitioned now to the National Diversity Council, but I serve on the Greater San Antonio Advisory Board of the Texas Diversity Council as the vice president for that. Previously, I was the president several years back, and they'd asked me to come back on in the vice president role due to the travel of the president, which I was happy to do because, one of the things we want to make sure of is that we get out the information and we make sure that people are aware of what transpires in the diversity, equity, and inclusion arena. And when I talk about that, I mean not only from the standpoint of the students that are now, in college and going to be transitioned to the workforce, but also, for minority, women, and veterans that are represented, in the diversity, equity, and inclusion arena.
So this has now been topics that have been brought to the forefront, and I understand that you can go to college and get a degree regarding diversity, equity, and inclusion in the workforce. So what challenges do you see young people that are graduating from high school and they're trying to get jobs? What challenges do you see that they may face if they're of a different color or from have a different background than the norm?
I think probably some of the biggest challenges they're going to face is adapting to the workforce. That up to date, and some of those, the good part, and I can honestly say this, the good part is that a lot of the students that are coming out of colleges now, they don't refer to individuals. When they talk about somebody, they refer to them as, this is my friend, not as this is my gay friend, or this is my black friend, or this is my Hispanic friend, this is my veteran friend. And they refer to them as just as my friend. They don't see those barriers that we've had to deal with in the past, such as, color, sexism, racism, things of this nature. They don't run across those. The good part is that they're not seeing that. However, as they go into the workforce, they're going to have to face some of those challenges because we've not completely diversed ourselves of those challenges that currently in the workforce.
Yep, I actually have an older relative, and she gets surprised when I'll talk about my friend Sherry, and then she'll meet Sherry, and Sherry's black. She's like, "Why didn't you? Not that it's anything, but why didn't you tell me she's black?" I'm like, "Well, we don't talk about that. It just does. She's just Sherry.
It's just it doesn't matter what the color of the skin. That's why I like this show so. And when I first came, like 4 years ago, Mr. Mike, when my son and I brought him to do the show, he said, well, I need to make sure that Radio the Bun is diverse. So I said, well, okay. I said, I have a show I've been working on. I want to do embracing diversity. He said, well, you got it. Because I love what he wanted to be, embracing diversity. So this show is, we reach out to all nationalities, and we invite all nationalities. We just don't invite just black people. We invite all people. So it's so important to teach the kids that diversity and inclusion means a lot. They just want to be included. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That they want to be a part of something. They want to belong. As you said, they want to belong. So it's very important that I chose. I think the first we invited turning Filis on like 4 years ago. I don't think she left. She came on one show and she ain't left. I said, I need you to be my co-host. She said, well, you got it. So I love it. So Mr. Modcon, he was very satisfied with the person that I chose to be my co-host. So it's so important that our youth and our families to understand that diversity and inclusion is so important that we include everybody, that they be a part of it, to be alone.
Absolutely.
So,
One of the biggest challenges that we face right now, you hear people talk about equity, but
Right.
you have to look at both equity and equality.
Right. Yes.
And that's the challenge that we face now, as a society.
So
You're right.
one of the groups that we like to include are people who have special needs.
Correct,
That's
yes.
something that I like to focus on. And so, out of your programs, what do you do, or how do you approach it if somebody has physical or mental disabilities
Right.
but need to be included?
One of the things that we look at, and I'm going to talk especially focus on veterans, is
Right.
that especially the challenges they face are unemployment, homelessness, poor medical health,
Right.
physical, injuries, and sometimes, lack of education.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have, your especially disabled vets, coming back, we need to be able, especially
Right.
whether it's through the Veterans Administration or some other agency that provides those services for veterans, we need to be able to direct our veterans to those.
Resources.
And we need
Good.
to talk to them in the sense that, it's not a thing of being proud or anything. Like in the military, you tend to really, if you get injured somewhere on this line, it's kind of like, and I hate to use this term, but it's kind of like, okay, just suck it up, just, go on with it, don't complain about it.
Right.
And as they start to age and as they start transitioning out of the military, all of a sudden, now
Right.
that body that was young and youthful is no longer young and youthful, and you're starting to feel those aches and pains.
Right.
So,
Yes.
so how do we go about, getting them the help they need? And that's the big thing. We need to let them know that you don't have to be, proud or anything on this line. Seek out the help that you need. Whether it's, you come back and you have PTSD or you have some
Right.
type of other illness, or in some cases, you've gotten addicted, whether it's alcohol or some type of drug.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Get that help that you need.
Right.
And there are plenty of agencies, and this is what we need to look at. There are plenty of agencies, especially here in Texas, that provide those services. And we need to be the ones to help direct them in the right direction so they can get those services, so that we don't end up having veterans that are committing suicide or that are going into using other substances and things of this line to try and cope with society today and ending up on the street as homeless. Because you probably well know a third of our homeless, people now are veterans. So, we need to really address that issue here, not only in Texas, but in the U.S.
Right. That's so important. It's because our organization, Safe Diversity, is partnering with NAMI Greater Houston, National Mental Health on Alliance here in Houston. So we work with that organization because we work with a lot of our students that's dealing with anxiety and depression, dealing with mental health. So we talk about that every month. Our program having a professional that talks about mental health every month to our families and our students because there's so much going on. The kids, due to the pandemic, the kids has been locked down for a long time. So they're dealing with depression and they're dealing with anxiety. So that's so important that we bring it on every month to be able to talk about that because we work with high school youth. And it's so important that they know that there's hope out there, there's help. They don't have to go to the last resort of committing suicide, that there's hope out there to help them. So that's very important that we talk about the help with NAMI Greater Houston that's here to reach out to veterans, family member youth. They reach out to everyone that there's hope and always a place for you to go when they have those problems.
So, Mr.
Attorney
Right.
Filis.
Go ahead. And we have to really, set the example for them and be that bridge, what I like to call as a bridge for them, whether it's being as a mentor, whether it's being as a friend, or whether it's just, being someone they can come to and talk to, and we can coach them and help them,
Right.
Understand that there are challenges they're going to face because, like I tell everybody, in life we go through peaks and valleys.
Right.
And there are many times we're at those peaks, and life is looking really good. But when we're down in that valley and we're trying to get out of that valley and look up, sometimes it's tough to do that.
Right.
But we need to be the ones to reach out a hand to them and help pull them up and guide them in the right direction.
All righty. Well, thank you so very much for taking out your busy schedule and your time to be able to work with us today. We really appreciate it. And again, thank you. And if anything that we can do for you, let us know. And please tell my friend hello. Dennis Kennedy is a part of Safe Diversity. He sponsors scholarship for the students for the last 5 years. So he's a part of us, and we thank him so much for all of his time, and we thank what he do for the community. And also, you tell Mr. Dennis Kennedy, Ms. Scott says hello, and thank him, because if it wasn't been for Mr. Dennis Kennedy, I would have never met you and been able to bring you on, Mr. Otis Scott. So you take care and be blessed. And to you, Safe Diversity and Ready to Bum, would like to say happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
All right. Thank you. And please have a Thanksgiving yourself and to those in the greater Houston.
All righty.
Thank you, Mr.
so
Scott.
much. But at
All
this
right.
time, we have some time left, and we're finna get into the good part. But we finna talk about our main, as KHU Channel 11 always tell us, our meat and potatoes. Okay, so our meat and potatoes are our students. So we're finna talk about our students and talk about what we do in our scholarship program. We have a scholarship program. We have a Safe Diversity 3-pillar scholarship program. Scholarship. We also have the Georgia Harris Jenkins Scholarship, and we also have the Barbara Jordan Endeavor Scholarship. So we have 3 scholarships that our students are applying for throughout the year. But guess what? They have to follow the criteria. They cannot get into these scholarships if they follow our criteria. So we have a virtual workshop every month. And then on the third Tuesday, then they have a Safe Diversity Ambassadors meeting where all students are invited to the meetings to follow up what's going on. But each month, the students are given a topic that they have to do a 200-word essay, and they have to draw an art. They have to create an art. So we have our September, and I'm going to let my executive assistant is here today. I'd like for her to say something. She's going to tell you her name and all, and what she does with Safe Diversity, and she's going to be able to name our students. I'm putting her to work. Okay, Ms. Jocelyn, can you tell us a little bit about what you do? And then you can tell them what you do with Safe Diversity, okay?
Okay. So my name is Jocelyn Flores.
Can you speak up a little bit so we can hear
Move
you?
the mic closer. There you
There.
go.
There we
There.
go. There we go.
Nice.
So my name is Jocelyn Flores. I'm executive assistant to Ms. Thelma Scott in
Yes.
Safe Diversity. So I help her with all her needs.
Now, what else you do besides helping me? You do something else,
I
right?
do shirts, balloons, promotional stuff,
Now, tell us the name of your company.
flow events, and
Okay.
flow creations.
Nice.
Okay.
Now,
And-
So
go ahead.
you've been hands-on with Mrs. Scott and working with the scholarship candidates. And can you give us a little, tell us what's going on with the September essay and art contest winner?
so our first winner for September is Kobe Headnot. He's a senior at Eisenhower, and he was the one who won for our September and essay and art contest.
Let's give him a hand, you guys.
right.
All right. Kobe.
Kavion,
So
Kobe.
Kavion, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Kobe. So I hope you're listening. The kids are out for Thanksgiving holiday, but that don't mean they're listening. Okay. They probably got many things they're doing, but anyway, but they'll get a chance to go back and listen to the radio show, right?
Yes.
Okay,
And then-
Jocelyn, who is our October winner?
Our October winner was Estefania Yepes from Westfield High School.
All right, let's give her a hand. All right.
And Aaliyah Calloway from MacArthur High School.
From
All
MacArthur.
right,
All
thank
right.
you.
Let's give these students a hand. They're doing a wonderful job. And Jocelyn going to be staying on them along with our intern. Can you tell, this is our intern for this year for 2020. For 21-22, we have our intern. Can you tell us our intern?
Stefania Yepes.
Stephanie is
All
our
right.
intern, and she works closely with Miss Foote and also with Miss Williams. Also, she calls all the students and email and make sure they stay on point and they do their essays and do their art on time. So we're just so honored to have these students, and I just want to say for our program to continue of what we do with our scholarship program and with our internship program. You know that Attorney Filis, we're going to have you got to do a video before you leave. We just wanted to say, if y'all know what Tuesday, what Giving Tuesday is coming up on November the 30th, right? So we're just asking for your support with a donation to help us continue with our scholarship program and our internship program, and also this program that Teresa helps us with at Westfield High School. I have a program at Westfield High School, and it's called the Community Service Hours Program. That's why I have 10 students in that program, and they do community service hours, and they have to get 120 hours a week to be able to graduate. So I'm honored to have those students in the program, and they do a lot of work. They do the social media for safe diversity, and they also do our cards, our Thanksgiving cards, our Christmas cards, our Mother's Day cards, and our Father's Day cards. And they just did, you guys, and I left them on the table. I was intending to bring some of them. They did such a beautiful, beautiful Happy Thanksgiving cards for our seniors at Cypresswood Estate. They was awesome. And I left them. So those are things that they do virtually to get credit for being a part of that program. And it's called Any of the Kids. I don't know, Jocelyn, if we're going to open up to other school districts, but right now the program is housed at Westfield High School. That's where the students get a community service house credit for doing work for safe diversity. So in order to continue our 3 programs that we work with, we're asking for your donation, and we want to hold up the flyer. We want to hold up the flyer. We want to hold up the flyers. We'll say
Giving.
Yes. Hold
Here
up the
we
flyer.
go.
Turn the Filis so they can see it. That's the flyer, and it got the name of our scholarship program. It's our scholarship programs. Safe Diversity 3-Pillar Scholarship Program, and the Georgia Harris Jenkins Scholarship Program is for college students, you guys.
Oh.
But you have to follow criteria. I mean, you still have to Zoom into our monthly meetings, and we also have the Bobby Jordan Endeavor Scholarship Program. So you can go online to our website. It's www.safediversity.org, or you can send us an email, and it's at info@safediversity.org. But please contact us in the Zoom, and in order to text to donate, it's 444-321.
Oh, no. It's 44321.
44321.
So you text the word altogether, safe diversity,
Okay,
to the
Attorney
number
Fisk going to explain
44.
it to y'all, but we can do this because we're looking
All
for
right.
donations for Tuesday. Go ahead, Attorney
Okay, so
Phyllis.
for Giving Tuesday on the 30th of this month, you would, to donate by text, you would text the word safe diversity to the number 44321. You can also go to our website and find ways to donate. We also ask if you use Amazon to order things, select Safe Diversity Communities as your charity. You can use smile.amazon.com to have donations made to Safe Diversity. And then also, if you're on Facebook, you can choose a charity and invite people that follow you or are friends with you to donate to Safe Diversity Communities. We're trying to raise some money for the end of the year so we can have
Right.
scholarships that we can hand out come this summer. We are looking forward to helping out these children who are doing the work. They're coming to the outreach events by Zoom.
Right. I assume.
And they're doing they're writing their essays, and they're making their art pieces, and so they're putting in the time and effort, and we'd like to reward them. So help us with these students.
Okay, Attorney Fisk, can you hold that up just one more time so they can see that? Okay.
Here we go.
They have it. All righty.
Yeah.
This is the flyer. It says Giving Tuesday, and that's November the 30th, 2021. We're looking for your donation to help us to continue our program. We have so many success stories that we're going to be sharing. We'll be sharing a story each month in reference to our students, asking you for a donation for Giving Tuesday. All righty. Do we have any other Attorney Phyllis that we need to meet? Okay,
Yes,
well, go
yes.
ahead.
Well, Jocelyn has some information for this is Awareness Month, and Jocelyn doesn't want to talk.
Okay, okay, Attorney Phyllis,
We have
you got it.
Alzheimer's Awareness Month. So
Yes.
a big thing about the Embracing Diversity show is that we help out and we discuss things that are of interest to Safe Diversity Communities, the nonprofit that's run by the Scott family. mental health is a huge issue
Yes.
that we're very passionate about. And one of the types of mental illness that we've seen a lot of is Alzheimer's. Many of us may have families where we're still taking care of our parents and our children.
Right.
And so there's 3 generations, sometimes in the same household. And when you have the parent that is declining at their capacity, then you want to go ahead and get them evaluated to see if they have Alzheimer's or dementia. And so this month is National Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month. And we would like people to take a look at different resources to see if you can help your parents or your elderly relatives and make their quality of life better. And so that's one of the things that we celebrate this month. There's also the awareness for cancer research. I'm sorry, which type of cancer? This is Lung Cancer Awareness Month. Sorry about that. So for those of you that would like more information, there's the American Association for Cancer Research. That website has a lot of information for cancer research, and we would like for you to get involved and see what you can do to participate and help those. It's not just cancer doesn't just affect the patient, it also affects the entire family. And so Safe Diversity supports families that are going through with these struggles, and we would like to help you. If you need any assistance, go ahead and contact us. Again, we're at safediversity.org. One of our emails is safediversity@gmail.com. If you wanted to reach out to us at Safe Diversity Communities for more information about getting resources and support. Thank you.
All righty. Now, before we go, I know we got started a little late, but we don't like to close the show because we haven't had our DJ, hadn't had a chance to talk. So right now, in the closing of the show, but we want to have our DJ. We always say the best DJ at this side of Houston. So we're going to let Mr. Tarr say a little bit. Go ahead, Mr. Tarr. All right, you on.
I mean, yeah, I know I've been sitting here on this. I've been looking at myself on the camera. I'm like, gosh, I haven't said anything. I'm just looking at myself.
Now you can.
No, I mean, always. Not much for me to add here. It's
What are you
it's
doing
always
for
very
Thanksgiving?
Informative. For Thanksgiving.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I mean, aside
not
from
cooking,
I'm
huh?
not. I mean, I'm not cooking anything. You don't want to put me in the kitchen to cook nothing. But maybe the ramen noodles or something like that.
So mommy's going to be cooking everything. You're just going to lay back and eat, huh?
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. There's probably 3-4 different places that it probably should show up, but I don't know. You gotta, you gotta figure one out. So.
You know what? Just make sure that you schedule it so you hit one house around 11
Yeah,
o'clock.
I'm gonna leave a little bit of
1
room
o'clock.
for the next one, and a little bit of room for the next one. And
Right.
Got to plan this out.
Yes, got
So
to
are there
plan
any
this out.
football games going on that
You
you
know,
care about? Or
not that I care about.
Okay.
That would be the thing. I have no idea. I'm sure there are plenty of games going on, but I'm not really a sports guy. So.
Well, I am so thankful. Well, my daughter, Miss Deborah Ligon, she's invited me to come and eat. I'm going to go there and eat, and I'm coming right back and watch TV because you guys know I'm a Lifetime person, a Hallmark. So I watch TV all day, and I can't miss some good movies that's come on. So I'm going to eat. I might even have them to bring me the plate to my house. But
Especially during the
anyway,
holidays. Hallmark
yeah,
Channel
the
just,
Hallmark
and especially
channels
Lifetime, it's
but
just
Lifetime has got that
those
Christmas movies on there.
romantic
Well,
Christmas
yeah,
movies.
That's right.
Christmas movies. I
There
love
you go.
Christmas. I want to tell everybody I listening. Miss Scott love Christmas. It's not because my birthday is Christmas Day, but since a little girl, I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. And I love giving for Christmas, so that is my day. Okay, Miss Johnson, what you got to say about Thanksgiving? You want to say Happy Thanksgiving to your family, your friends out there?
Yes, happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, you put it up there. Yeah, yes, you got to hear.
Man, you almost hit yourself.
Please don't knock yourself out.
At least it's at the end of the show.
Yeah, we can watch that. We can cut that out.
Go ahead, Miss Johnson.
It says happy Thanksgiving and thank you for listening. And I'm ready to eat.
All right. Okay, so that means
so they
we
have
got
plans after this. Okay.
Yes, we have plans. So, Turner Phillips, I want to thank you for all of these years. being my co-host. You're awesome. And right now, before we go, we want to give you a hand and say congratulations for winning the President Award.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
President Award for my very close friend, Sonia White, which I love Sonia. She's like my play doll. She is awesome. So I just want to say, again, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
That was an honor. You
That
know
was such a beautiful honor. Thank you
Yes.
so much. I missed the last radio show, but I got to see Jocelyn and Mrs. Scott a couple of times.
Right.
At the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award dinner.
Right.
And
Right.
then we had a special dinner or a special gathering
Yes.
after that.
Yes.
So I got to see these two beautiful ladies all dressed up.
Yes.
And it was a very nice event. Thank you, Sonia White, again. She had put together a fabulous event. It
Right.
was beautiful, and I have a nice award,
Yes.
and I appreciate all of that. So it was a Lifetime Achievement Award for service work. So with all the work that Mrs. Scott has done with safe diversity communities, I've been able to contribute a little bit. And
No, you contribute a lot. Don't say that. You,
And
you
I-
contribute a lot, and thank you for all that you
Yeah.
contribute. Thank you so much.
it was a wonderful acknowledgement for all of that. So thank you.
All righty, we're going to close the show today, and I just want to say happy Thanksgiving to everyone from Radio Devon and from Safe Diversity. I just want to say stay safe, don't eat too much, and remember this, you guys, Radio Devon loves you, Safe Diversity love you, Flow Events love you, and guess what? It ain't nothing you can do about it, so goodbye. Happy Thanksgiving. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.